Do you like how absolutely gigantic this straw is? Hey guys, so I'm in California right now and I needed a video to post this week, and I'm nosy. Like, I'm a really nosy person. I love hearing about other people's lives, even if I don't care who they are, and I'm sure you guys don't really care like what's going on in my life, but it's just like interesting to hear like the tea in their life and stuff. So I figured I'd do a coffee talk video. People sent me questions, but like honestly, they were not what I was expecting. Last kiss, people you've kissed in another country, how's your love life at the moment? I think that's so funny. I was expecting them to be like favorite color, but this is way more interesting. And I have a huge mouth. I can't keep my mouth shut, and I love sharing my personal details with anyone and everyone, so it's genuinely something I need to work on. But I say all the time, you guys should make me famous so that I can meet other famous people, because I won't keep my mouth shut. I'll talk all about it. But anyways, let's just start with love life at the moment. So I'm about to turn 20 in July, and I have never had a boyfriend. I came close to having a boyfriend literally once in my life. That was it. Other than that, haven't even been close with any, like close to getting in a relationship. I was exclusive with one guy for a month, and that was literally it. And we weren't dating. That's my love life. I'm almost 20 and I've never had a boyfriend, which sounds kind of crazy because like everyone I know has had a boyfriend, but I know there's actually a lot of girls out there that haven't had a boyfriend at 20. So it is something that I like to talk about, because there's like so much pressure to be in a relationship, especially because like once you hit 20, like I have friends that are getting married. And my parents were married by my age. My parents were married at 19. My grandparents were married at 18. Like, I cannot even fathom that. And I take like dating very seriously. I feel like you should not date unless you're ready to get married. Or like, it's not like I think you shouldn't. It's more like I don't think I should date unless I'm ready to be married. There's literally a cute boy walking right outside my window. I could leave a note on his truck. Key, because he parked right in front of my Airbnb I'm staying in, because it just ends in heartbreak. Because like, what do you, if you're not planning on like getting married or can't see yourself getting married like semi soon, or marrying that person, like why would you date them? And I've had that mentality since I was a kid, so that's definitely one of the main reasons why I've never been in a relationship. I just take it really seriously, and if I couldn't picture myself marrying them, I'm not going to date them. I always want to have like a friendship first as well. I personally don't want to date someone unless I feel like I'm in the place where like I could marry them, or I have like such strong feelings for them that I'm like, I can't help but to date them. Because otherwise you're like, it's such a controversial opinion, but if you're dating someone and you don't see yourself marrying them and you're just dating someone to date someone, in my opinion, you're like cutting off a lot of opportunities in your life. And I'm not just talking about like meeting new people or you could date someone else. I'm more talking about like, people sometimes get so boring when they're in relationships. Like, they lose their identity and their sense of self. You like, even me, when I have like a really big crush on someone, I lose a lot of drive with like my career, and they kind of consume your life and your thoughts. And like, yes, liking someone and having feelings for someone and like loving someone is like one of the most beautiful things about life, and it's one of the best feelings in the world. But at the same time, it's all consuming, especially for like me. When I like someone, it's like intense, and it usually lasts for years. So I can't ever do it as just like a fun thing. I am honestly very jealous of the girls that can like casually date. And a lot of times platonic friendships fizzle out when you have a relationship. And like for me, my platonic friendships in my life are like the most important thing, because once you lose that person, like if you guys don't end up getting married, you're gonna have no one. I don't know. I've just watched it happen a lot, so. But this is no hate to like anyone in a relationship. I also just have like commitment issues, I think. I'm really scared to be in a relationship. And growing up, like, I don't say this to be like, pity me, but growing up, I was like not very attractive. I know it's like, oh, like you look good now. Okay, you guys did not see me as a kid. I wasn't attractive. I struggled with really bad acne, and boys never paid me attention. I've been friend zoned by like every guy I've ever liked. Like, when I say that, I mean genuinely, I've been friend zoned by every guy I've ever liked, even to this day. Now, I don't get crushes very often, so it's not like I've been friend zoned by like every guy ever, but it has been every guy I've liked has friend zoned me. So that definitely also takes a toll on your self-confidence, because I feel like as a boy, you get friend zoned by girls a lot, but as a girl, getting friend zoned takes like skill, because guys don't usually want to be just friends with girls. That's kind of like had a big impact on like the way I see things. Is like I was unattractive growing up, didn't get much male attention, so now I love to get attention from guys, which is like a big like flaw I have, and I'm really trying to work on that. Because it's not even like I necessarily like need a boy, but I love the idea of them finding me attractive because they didn't for so long. And I definitely do a bad job of like, I over sexualize myself sometimes, not on purpose. Like it's not like I want them to see me in a sexual way, but I want to look as attractive as I possibly can because I felt like unattractive for so long. Like I don't see things the way guys see things, so I forget that they view that differently and they view that in like a negative light, because to me it's not sexual. To me it's just like, oh, I'm looking good, I can wear whatever I want to wear because it doesn't affect anyone but me, but it does change the way people view me. That's definitely something that I need to work on, is not sexualizing myself and feeling like I need people to find me attractive, because I'm very confident. I really am. I'm confident in like myself and even confident in the flaws that I have, but I think it's just like in most of us girls that we just really, we love male attention. Just like, I hate that about myself. But anyways, I cannot say the last person I kissed. Like that's crazy. If I feel like I would get in a lot of trouble if I said that. Otherwise I really would. If he wouldn't care, I would say, but I think he would really care. You know, it's a two-way street. So if he wouldn't want me to say, then I'm not going to say. I'm just so respectful like that. People from another country you've kissed. I haven't done much traveling, so I've not kissed anyone in another country, but maybe I should add that to my bucket list. If anyone's new and doesn't follow me, I am an actress, so people asked like if I have any projects coming out. I filmed a pilot a while ago, not last October, but the October before. It's still being pitched. And there is a writer's strike going on in Hollywood, so nothing's really getting made right now, so things have been painfully slow. But I'm hoping that that pilot gets picked up and we'll film the rest of the series. I filmed a music video. I'm actively not filming anything right now, but I am in LA for meetings, so possibly something soon, because things have been so slow, I'm going crazy. Do you plan on moving to ATL or LA anytime soon for acting? I have goals that I want to accomplish before I move, because I live all the way like in Virginia, so not close to Atlanta or LA. I love LA. I like Atlanta, but I love LA more, I think just because I know more people here. But right now I'm very happy with where I live. I like being close to my family, and I, you know, am trying to make financially smart decisions. So there are goals that I want to accomplish before I move, and I come out here all the time, so I kind of live half and half. But a goal of mine is obviously to move eventually. I don't want to live in my small town forever. What mascara do you use? I either use the Better Than Sex mascara or Rare Beauty, but I've been using Rare Beauty more recently and I love it. How is your mental health while you do acting, if that makes sense? So I'm not sure if this question's asking like how my mental state is when I'm acting, or how like my mental health affects when I'm acting, but both are great questions. When I'm acting, usually my mental health is really good because I genuinely love it. Even if it's like an emotional scene, it definitely like exhausts me and is tiring and stressful, but at the same time, when you really love something, it never feels like work. Because when I was filming that pilot, we filmed it in a week, which is like a 40-minute episode in a week, and I was in most of the scenes. So that, I mean, I was filming 12 hours every single day, waking up super early, wrapping super late, memorizing my lines for the next day. So that's like the busiest I've ever been in my life. But I realized it was also the happiest I've ever been in my life. And if I had that schedule for any other job, I would have been miserable. But because of how much I was genuinely enjoying myself, it was the happiest time of my life. Like I didn't even mind waking up at 6 a.m. and going to bed at like 1 or 2. So my mental health is usually really good when I'm acting. If you were asking this, it's such a good question, how mental health affects acting. I know a lot of people think like, oh, if you're in like a sad place, it's easy to do a sad scene. And I disagree, because I take acting classes every week and we do a new scene every single week, and sometimes we'll do emotional scenes. And I've had times in my life where I'm in a really bad mental state and I'm like, yes, like I'm channeling this and I'm just gonna do amazing. And it's always the weeks that I do the worst. For me personally, I don't like to pull from real emotion because it doesn't work for me. And I'm such an emotional person. I cry all the time. Like I'm very in tune with my emotions and I'm not scared of them. But when I try to use them for acting versus just focusing on the scene, focusing on the character and letting whatever happens happens and just feeling the emotion in the moment, not thinking like, remember this time in your life and remember how sad you are about this. I really just allow myself to feel the emotions as if I'm in the moment as the character. For me, being in a bad mental state actually hurts my acting. It doesn't ever make it easier to do like an emotional scene or anything. When I'm in a good mental state, I can accomplish like any scene way easier. Being in a good mental state definitely helps with acting. It's hard to be in a bad mental state and have to pull off like a really exhausting scene. So that's why you don't need boys or distractions. Focus on your career because your career will never leave. Like the works that you've made and like projects you've made and stuff you've accomplished, no one can take away from you. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Someone asked if I've ever modeled or if I'd want to. I don't love getting my picture taken, so I don't really know if I'd ever want my like full-time career to be modeling, but like a way to make money, yes. I am only 5'2" though, so I don't really see that in the cards for me. I've done like a little bit of modeling, but mostly it's just like brand deal type of things. What is something you auditioned for that's already out? I do have a series where I watch auditions of mine and then like talk about like who booked it and like what the project is, and I show my audition. Some ones that are like I really wanted to book was I auditioned for Stranger Things multiple times. I have them up on my YouTube channel right now. I auditioned for like multiple parts. I auditioned for one of the like numbers in the lab. I also auditioned for like the girl on a date with Steve, like, you know, like little parts. And then I also auditioned for, there's a show called Tell Me Lies on Hulu. I auditioned for a character named Macy. I thought I was gonna book that one. I really did. I was excited about it, but the girl who booked it was phenomenal, so understandable. I also did audition for a show that I'm really excited to post my auditions for because I filmed them like a year ago and the show's about to come out. You'll probably know what I'm talking about if you're waiting for this show to come out, but it's coming out really soon and I'm gonna post my auditions pretty much as soon as the show comes out. I love this show and I actually feel like I really liked my auditions for it, so I'm really excited for that. I'll talk about that once it's out, obviously. Will directors let you use a tear stick if you can't cry on command? I know this is like such an annoying answer, but like all directors really are so different, but I've never used a tear stick. I have videos on how to cry on cue, so you can watch those and hopefully they help. But I've heard my acting coach talk about a lot of people do use tear sticks, and I don't think a director would have a problem with that. I mean, what's most important is the face expressions. It's not the actual tears. So I feel like most of the time, yes, you can definitely use a tear stick. My friends use them in auditions and stuff. But at the same time, there probably are going to be scenarios where you can't use a tear stick. Like maybe you have to start crying in the middle of a take, or you're happy in the beginning and then start crying. So like, yes, but I don't want to say yes all the time. But I think most of the time you can use a tear stick. Never worry, guys, about like being able to produce the tears because the real emotion and face expressions are what's most important. If you watch, like a lot of times, like good actors will be doing an emotional scene and there's no actual tears, but you believe that they're crying. So definitely focus more on that than like worrying about getting the actual tears to drop. Okay, my last question. I'm sorry, I've been talking for a long time and I feel like I mostly just talked about like my love life. Obviously needed to get that off my chest. But how did I get managed? I don't know if they mean for social media or for like acting. I've always gotten my agents and like managers through online submissions. Like I know a lot of people that are with the agency I'm with now, but I didn't get a referral. They just like recognized me from like working with other people in the agency and like taking classes with people that are in the agency. So it definitely helped to have like that personal connection. But I've also gotten agents through literally just like cold submitting and just sending in my material. Best thing to do is just to be on it. Be submitting to as many as you can find and as regularly as you can, and constantly be updating your materials and making sure they're the best that they possibly can be. Social media managers, I don't even know how you find them. I got really lucky back in like 2019, I think. My manager found me because like her daughter, who's now my best friend, was like watching my channel and was like, oh mom, you should like reach out to her. And so I signed with her mom and started doing stuff with them back in 2019. It's one of the best things that ever happened to me, mostly just because like she's my best friend now and I don't know if we ever would have been able to meet otherwise. So that was amazing. But yeah, pretty much I think for social media, usually they reach out to you, but don't like hold me to that. I know a lot of my friends have like met people out and about, like because they live in LA and like they're like, oh, I do social media, and the person's like, oh, I'm a manager, and then they'll sign them. So there's just so many different ways. Like no one's path is the same in acting or social media. So just make sure you're in like the right places, make sure you have the best social media or the best acting profile you can have, and then things will happen for you. They'll come to you when they're meant to. I know that's so annoying. I hate when people used to say that to me, but now I'm like a big believer in whatever's meant to happen is meant to happen. But also putting in the work as much as you possibly can to put yourself in a good position to allow good things to happen. Man, you guys just let me talk for like an hour. So thank you. That was like very therapeutic for me. I don't know if this is gonna be enjoyable, but I think I needed it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any video requests, leave them down below. But I will see you guys next Saturday, and I love and appreciate every single one of you.